Guys, welcome. Happy Monday to all of you guys. And this wouldn't be a Monday without the counsel of our dear friend, Rick GLASER, joined by my brother, Chi Funky Boxing.
Rod Vashon Holding presents the living embodiment of the American spirit, my brother, Rick GLASER.
Hey, guys, welcome. Happy Monday to all of you guys. And I tell you what, this is a special occasion because in the immortal words of Elwood Blues, we've got the band back together. Guys, introducing the incomparable, real Rick GLASER. Rick, how art thou, sir?
Good, Joe. Glad to be on the show tonight. I've been sick since Wednesday. Been in the house, but my voice is getting better, and it's as good as it's going to be for tonight.
Well, I tell you what, man, to help us carry this load. Guys, I'm so happy to announce sharing the air once again with the incomparable G Funky Boxing.
Hey, thanks for having me back, and it's good to share the air with you gentlemen. And Rick, yeah, I feel a cold coming on myself. My daughter is sick, so I'm gonna be right there with you this week, man.
Oh boy.
Well, I tell you what, there must be something in the air because I feel fine, and I'm usually the sick one. What the hell? Yeah, like I feel I've been practicing all weekend with my band, and man, I feel like I'm in great voice. What's going on with that?
You just got lucky.
And there it is. You know what, guys? Do you smell that, guys? I think it's time for
maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick GLASER's Twitter watch. Bang!
Oh boy.
Yeah. And he said this yesterday at 10:31 a.m. Said Bam Rodriguez is great. And I'm not referring to just last night. Overall body of work is great. Cuts off the ring better than anyone. Bam's the one fighter Eddie Hearn has that won't be affected by the Eddie Hearn curse. As Bam's that great. Bam withstood the matchroom curse. #boxing. Now, do you actually believe in the matchroom curse? Because you know what? It's not just luck, is it? It's well,
let's put it this way to you. Okay. It's probably one of the funniest talked about things in boxing with boxing guys on the phone and promoters and stuff, because Eddie Hearn's 1-14 this year against other promoters fighters. So, it is what it is,
honestly, I think, and his only one is Sky Nicholson. That's a girl.
Right.
And so that does I hate to sound misogynistic, but does that even
count? No. He won a guy's fight last week. He beat I can't remember what it was, but he won a guy's fight. Yeah, last week. So he's 1-4. He's now 1-14. He's like, I don't know, his record against Eddie Hearn is like 1-10 now or something, 1-9 or something like that. I don't mean, it's crazy.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm sure he's upset that he actually called Manuel Gallegos.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, it's Gallegos, Eddie. Look, win in Rome, brother. pronounce the names properly, and maybe you'll get a victory over him. Chingao. But I will say this: you weren't surprised though with Khalil Ko, were you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You weren't surprised with Khalil Ko getting
Nah,
his ass whooped, were you?
he wasn't. He wasn't much. I saw him a couple times have a draw with a journeyman fighter, and barely squeaked by a couple other guys. He's just a guy, and he was just a matter of when and what show it was going to happen on. And I'm disappointed because my friend's his manager, but he's not much. You're not banking on much with Khalil Cole, that's for sure.
Yeah. Look, and from what I've been hearing, he's kind of a head case and a pain in the ass to deal with. So there you go.
I actually hadn't heard that from the manager, but that doesn't mean it's not true. I just didn't hear it. He knows I wasn't high in the guy, so it wasn't exactly a priority when we speak. You know what I mean? So
of course.
Oh,
But go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I say, and good old Eddie sticking him in tough with a tough Mexicano. Holy shit, man. That's going to take a little bit off his career.
I think
that was brutal.
I think that myself, I would have never done that fight because if I would have had Cole, because he had too much experience, and against decent competition and just experience. Period. The other guy's a glorified 8-round fighter. You know what I mean? I mean, just getting the 10 rounders. You don't put him in with a guy with all those fights. It's brutal. I mean, Eric Tudor just fought a guy. Eric Tudor was 11-1, and I think it was the second 10-round fight, maybe his first, and they put him in with a left-hander that was 28-1 on the Golden Boy show on November 2nd in Vegas. Yep. And, Tudor won a decision. But don't forget one thing about Tudor. Tudor has a unique style where he gets out of harm's way. He's got a great jab. He triples up on it. And he's got great foot movement. All things the Khalil Cole doesn't have. Good tools. And he's got a very high ring IQ, Tudor. And he went through a decision against a really tough 28-1 legitimate fighter that was left-handed to boot. So I didn't like that fight for Tudor. He shocked the shit out of me. So
Well, I tell you what, let's keep going, brother.
By the way, not that I don't have confidence in Eric Tudor. It's just that a guy, you're 11-1 fighting the guy 28-1 who's a left-hander. Yeah. I mean, a legit 28-1 too. I mean, a good Colombian from Miami. Good solid guy.
And Eric Tudor's a pretty good ticket seller. Yeah, doesn't make sense. So I will say, so what you're saying is you didn't make that match.
No, no, but I'm friends with Tudor's manager, so I was in the second row praying. No, first row.
There you have it.
No. That's why that was the way. I was the first row for that fight.
Hey, I seen you second row. Rick. I seen you there sitting next
the second. By the time the main event came around, I was sitting in the second row because they had invited some people there and stuff. And they asked me if they could move down and take my seat. I said, "Sure, go ahead." I'm just window dressing.
There you go.
I tell you what, man. My mother wanted me to tell you this, Rick. She's a big fan of yours on Twitter, and she said, you guys, you and your wife are very lucky to have found each other, and she loves your wife because she voted for Donald Trump.
Yep.
There it is.
Oh, yep.
There it is. Yep. There it is. And no. And she's heard you on the she's heard her on the podcast before. She said, what a nice young lady. And said, Rick,
you did great.
And she said, Rick, you've done very good for yourself. My mom wanted me to tell you that.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how old your mother is, but there's a good chance she may be younger than Sonia.
No. Look. I may sound young on the air, but I'm an old codger, brother. But but here it is. We are moving on to November 9th, and you said this: Boots Ennis, very leaky on defense, gets hit with way too many power punches. But the upside of that is he showed a very good chin. Took a lot of them right on the whiskers. Hashtag his own hashtag boxing. Is this why post-fight press conference Eddie didn't even mention once Ryan Garcia or Virgil Ortiz?
I don't know.
That is his future.
He's not what everybody thinks he is. He's got a good offense. He's got good hand speed, but he's not. He gets hit way too much, and he got hit from a non-puncher. Imagine if Crawford was laying the lumber out, or Ryan Garcia, or one of these guys. Jesus Christ!
And and G Funky, what punch was he getting hit with the most?
Left hooks, man, and that's an underrated weapon. That's an underrated weapon that it's orthodox fighters should be using more against southpaws, because the lead hands are touching each other. Just come right over the top. You could land that left hook, and yeah, Rick is right. Just imagine a quick left from a guy like Ryan Garcia or Terrence
Virgil Ortiz,
yeah.
or Terrence Crawford. They'd eat his lunch for him. Yeah. Now, he looked like he had a good chin the other night because he was fighting a non-puncher. But boy, oh boy, if he fights a puncher, he'd have to have a chin like George Chuvalo, for Christ's sakes. Oh my God!
Yeah, he took some shots, man.
So look, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. This isn't your Twitter, but I kind of took exception to Showtime Sean Porter. Very outspokenly stated this: Boots is overrated, all caps. He goes, I said this some time ago. We're going to talk about that today.
Yeah, he's definitely definitely overrated.
Hold on. I want to get your thoughts, though. This is how I responded. And I said, compared to whom? You? I said, I can't think of another 147-pounder in recent memory more overrated than Sean Porter.
Right. That's true.
I said he couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night or beat anyone at the elite level, yet he was featured in many big fights.
Well, he made because
Paulie proved me wrong.
Because he made good fights. He was an action fighter. He made good fights. He was a give and take fighter, and he made good fights. One thing about Sean, he made good fights. He couldn't. I mean, like you said, he couldn't sell out a pool party in his backyard. But including free barbecue. But he's just not that type of guy. But he didn't have a good defense himself, and but he's right about he could forget about his ability. He's now a commentator. You know what I mean? He's now a podcaster. So let's forget about that. He was a fighter.
Yeah, you're right.
But he is Boots is overrated. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He'll beat 90% of the guys, but the guys that he won't beat, they'll stretch his ass.
I said that too back when Porter originally said those things about Boots, and I think fans, they take offense to that word overrate, but really that doesn't mean that he's not good. It just means that where fans and where his people rate him, he's not there. He's just not that good.
Yeah,
defensively, guys, ring IQ, I think he's got a long way to go.
Yeah, look, he's not the second coming of Sugar Ray Robinson. That's all that means. Okay, guys.
Right.
That doesn't mean that doesn't mean he's more overrated than Showtime Sean Porter. That's the last I'll say about Sean. Because let's just face it. Let's just face it. He is terribly nice. Showtime Sean Porter is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in this business. But
no, I agree, and he's getting a little carried away. But he's talking as an announcer. He's not talking as a fighter wanting to fight him. I mean, he's long retired. What's his name there? Terrence Crawford. Mr. Omaha put him in the retirement on November 20th, 21st of 2021. That's 3 years ago this month, and he just his father was smart enough to, Porter's father was smart enough to pull the plug. It's probably the smartest thing he ever did, the father.
Right.
And make a long story short, he's talking as an analyst podcaster, and I respect that. I don't have a problem with that. He's not comparing the guy to himself. I sure hope not. You know,
Yeah, well,
if not, I'm going to recommend a lobotomy for Sean.
Well, I'll say this
let's
about his dad, Kenny Porter.
Oh
He
boy,
gave us one of the best moments in YouTube boxing community history when he slapped Fred from Barbershop Conversations. Man,
cannonball
that was
head,
glorious.
yeah. I tell you what, he, in the immortal words of Dumb and Dumber, he totally redeemed himself. Yeah, there it is. But hey, let's stay on November 9th. You also said this about someone who just moved up to 130. You said this hashtag Raymond Ford looks much stronger and a lot better puncher with the added 4 pounds at 130. Some very good fights at super featherweight for Ford. Hashtag DAZN, hashtag boxing. Now, where would you rate him in the current pecking order at 130? Because that is a very talented division.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how he would do it with any of the champions in the division. I'm not going to go there, but right now at this juncture, but I will say that he was punching with more authority, and he was able to use his legs and move his hands and legs hands and feet together, which he had a lot of trouble at 126 pounds because I think he was so drained making the weight. I think it zapped him. And now he's moving his hands and his feet together, which is a sign that he's got the energy to do so. So I think that's, he's stepping into his punches. He's getting his feet in better position to land the bigger punches. And I think he's going to be a much better 30-pounder than he was 26. But don't forget, now he's punching bigger guys too. But it looks like he's able to use his legs more, and moving his hands and feet together going to help him a lot more at 130 because he just couldn't do it at 26.
Well, let's look at the pecking order real quick, and you just tell me yay or nay, Rick.
Yeah.
Number 1, Emmanuel Navarrete.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a fight. That's a real fight.
Yep. And here's the next one. Anthony, the Irish Apache Kakachi.
He can win that fight. That's a fight he can win.
Okay, next, O'Shaquie Foster.
I wouldn't want to watch that fight. Be fucking boring as all hell. Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh. And here comes the high five right hand, Robson Conceição.
Well, Conceição is not the champ anymore. But I would say that, in a non-title fight, like an eliminator, I would think that Raymond Ford can beat him. He's a little faster than he is and better on his feet. And I think he wins the fight, but barely.
Yep. I tell you what, 2 more. Oscar Valdez.
He's not beating Oscar Valdez.
Nope. That left hook would be murder.
That left between the left hook and all that experience, I don't think he's beating him.
Yeah. And the last but not least, Lamont Roach.
Roach would outbox him. Roaches have got a very, very, very deceptively high ring IQ, guys.
Yep. Agreed.
His ring IQ, he's not the same fighter that November of 2019 fought Jamal Herring. He's much better fighter now. He's much more confident, and he's got his ring IQ is like picked up to a different level now. He was a little green back then, and now he went from a little green to very experienced in the last 5 years, and he looks really good to me. I was one of the ones that said to him he would give Tank all kinds of trouble until he gets stopped. I mean, he will eventually get stopped, but I think he could be ahead 8 rounds to 0 until he gets stopped or something like that. He's a very good fighter. He can box his ass off. He's, like I said, his ring IQ is exceptional. He moves his hands and his feet together very well, and he's no joke.
You know what? Let's shift gears a little bit while we still have you on, Big Rick. He says, this is from your brother, promoter, Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. He says he'll fight Matchroom boss Eddie Hearn for free in a 6-for-6 card featuring fighters from both companies. He said, this is what Oscar said. Hey, Eddie, I already know the combination I'll use to knock you out, but I'm not going to reveal it right now because I want to be impressive ending the fight. And obliterating you is exactly what I have in my mind. But I'm going to drag out the pain and suffering for you, the novice boxer. I heard you've been doing some boxercise lately. And it's not going to end well. Just don't demand a 50 by 50 foot ring. And that's what Oscar had to say. Your thoughts? Do you see Eddie Hearn being that stupid, agreeing to something like that? Or is that just to promote? Now, I'll be honest, Rick. Is this entire Oscar De La Hoya Eddie Hearn feud, is that just to promote this massive fight card cooking for February 22nd?
No. We don't. Who even knows if that thing is going to be on February 22nd? Because that's a big show to start with. I heard, if I remember correctly, but I don't know. Maybe it is going to be that date. Oh no, that's right. The other. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of December 21st. Yeah, you're right. It could be that date. No. They listen. They don't like each other. Eddie's always doing little snippets behind Oscar's back to people in the business, and of course they come back and tell. They come back and tell Oscar, and then he's always downgrading Oscar and Golden Boy to DAZN, and it's just everybody's just sick of it. Eddie's the spoiled fucking rotten kid that would. That the kids slapped around in school, the big goofy kid who come from a rich family that people slapped in the fucking side of the fucking head, twice a day.
Holy shit! So this is Oscar's proposed 5-on-5.
Let me tell you a quick story. When I was in school, we had one of them kids, okay, just like Eddie. I used to slap that motherfucker once a day, 5 days a week. Well, that was in the 10th, starting in the 10th grade, and I didn't go to school with him in the 8th and the 9th. It wasn't in my classes. In the 10th grade, he was in my classes, and I used to slap this kid. Well, the summer was over with. I mean, the summer happened. We had summer vacation. We come back in the first week in September from school, and the teacher asked him how his summer was. And right in front of the teacher, he says, "Well, my headache for Rick GLASER went away over the summer." What do you think I did? I slapped him again.
Well, at least he got a sense of humor. But look. So what do you think about this proposed card? Honestly, Eddie Hearn said, I would love to see Jerron Boots Ennis fight Ryan Garcia. Obviously, that's never going to happen. Well, maybe after watching his last fight with Karen Chikatsian, do you think Ryan Garcia could possibly knock the F out of Jerron Boots Ennis?
Listen. With that left hook that motherfucking Ryan Garcia's got, as fast as he is, as much power as he generates, that guy could knock down a tree. And I'm not kidding you.
Well, I'll tell you what. So don't tell Devin and Bill Haney that they're still blaming it on the Austrian.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay.
So here's his proposed. Tell me what you think of this matchmaking. I think this is brilliant. Virgil Ortiz versus Ron Boots Ennis.
Yeah, I like that fight.
That sneaky right hand of Virgil Ortiz is going to be a problem. Also, I love this fight. Jaime Munguia versus Diego Pacheco. But isn't Jaime with Top Rank now?
Well, not exactly. I think he's got like one more fight to go with Top Rank. But that fight wouldn't be for the date. Yeah, or maybe the fight in December it's over. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know. And it's a short deal. I know that. So
very good. And then Devin the Dream Haney versus Oscar Duarte. Now, look, I'll be honest. I actually like Oscar's chances here because he's very aggressive-minded. He can punch, and he can cut off the ring and close.
How about this? I got a better one for you. How about Kenneth Sims Jr. versus fucking Devin Haney?
Oh shit!
Right?
Honestly, Devin Haney, man, he'd get outboxed.
Yeah, I know.
And he might actually get knocked out by Kenneth.
Yeah.
So either one, I can't see Devin Haney taking it because there isn't enough money.
Okay.
So next one, the winner versus Joseph Ramirez or Jose Ramirez versus Arnold Barboza fighting Jack Catterall. Honestly, dude, I would only want to see that fight if Jose Ramirez wins, and he's not going to win.
Yeah. If Arnold beats Jose, Arnold will beat Catterall.
Oh boy, do you think this is going to be Jose Ramirez's last big fight?
I don't know about that. I can't tell you that. But if Arnold wins the fight against Jose, he can beat Catterall.
Okay, so the next one, Gilberto Zudo Ramirez versus Jaya Bataya.
That ain't happening.
No, honestly, no. I you know what? This isn't a gimme against Billiam Smith. This is a good fight. This is a really good fight.
Great
honestly,
fight.
Who wins? Who wins this
weekend? I don't know.
Rick?
Great fight. I don't know.
Okay, and why didn't they mention William Zepeda versus Shakur Stevens? And that's in the main event.
I don't know why they didn't. Oh, maybe they try to make the other fight the main event, and they've saved that one for another show. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, it's about that time, Rick. I can't believe this has already flown by. We're 30 minutes in, Rick. What's going on here?
Well,
so let me just read you something real quick, okay? This is from Turkey Al Sheikh. He said this. He said, earlier this week, I finalized a deal to acquire 100% of the Ring magazine, and I want to make a few things clear. The print version of the magazine will return immediately after a 2-year hiatus, and it'll be available in the U.S. and the UK markets. The magazine will be fully independent with brilliant writers and focusing on every aspect of the sport of boxing. We will restore its legacy of the Ring rankings to its old mechanism with a fully independent panel that lives up to the Ring magazine's golden era. We will continue to raise the prestige of the Ring titles, and plans are already underway to have a yearly extravagant awards ceremony to celebrate the very best in boxing industry. In the coming weeks, we intend to debut a brand new state-of-the-art website and mobile app. We are already in development for a line of Ring magazine merchandise. The Ring magazine will be fully independent company without any involvement from Riyadh season. And he says, in the end, let's get the Bible of boxing to the heights that it has never seen in the past. I'll be honest.
Listen, it needed a $5-6 million infusion of fresh money, which was going along, and that's what they're going to do. And I congratulate him for buying it. Oscar valued it as a little bit of a treasure, and it's a good thing that he's got it. Let's put it that way to you.
Let's be honest.
Oscar told several people that I know that the only way he would sell it was to somebody that could carry it on and better it, and he found that buyer.
Let's be honest, Rick. That's why he's getting Latin Night in Riyadh, isn't he?
No.
He leveraged that deal, didn't he?
No. The one had nothing to do with. No, absolutely not.
Okay. Whatever you say, Rick.
I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I got it. I'm off. Okay, thank you,
right, my brother.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rick. Love you, brother.
I wanted to ask him about because I know it would have been hilarious, but
let me ask you something.
Yeah, let me ask you something, Rick. This Saturday in Redwood City, California, we have a show from the Fox Theater, headlined by Prince Charles Martin. I wanted to get
Rick's
thoughts on that.
Oh my
that would have been funny.
Well, you want me to give you Rick's answer?
Sure.
Wait a minute. What promoter is this? What promoter is this?
Woo! West Side Promotions.
Well, West Side is going to be in the fucking poor side of town after this fucking event because they're paying the guy well over $10,000, so he can't even sell two tickets. What do they like losing money?
Yes, sir. So, hey guys, if you're in the Bay Area, South Bay to be specific, yeah, Redwood City, Fox Theater, West Side Promotions, headlined by Prince Charles Martin.
Oh,
should we say the artist formerly known as Prince Charles Martin?
hey, do you want to hear? Do you want to hear some trivia for Prince Charles?
Sure.
Yeah, he's a direct descendant of Dracula.
Really, from Transylvania?
Count Dracula. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what's his real name? Vlad? 15th century? Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. No wonder he looks like a fucking vampire. Ching Gao. Yeah, Vlad the Third, Prince of Wallachia, known as Vlad the Impaler, 15th century. And Prince Charles is a direct descendant of Vlad the Impaler. How do you like that, guys?
Man, that's something.
Yeah, my head is filled with a ton of worthless trivial knowledge. How do you like that?
Where's Jeopardy when you need him, right, Joe?
Yeah, dude, I'm like Cliff Clavin, right? Hey, number there. Hey, you know why they drink cold beer on a cold day? No, I'm kidding. But look, guys, and G, you're laughing because you know that's true. We've had so many conversations that you know that is 100% true. Like, dude, my mind is a worthless vat of trivial nonsense and noise, and I will never be able to use this much garbage that I have in my brain anywhere except on the air tonight with you good people. Yes, so thank you guys. So I tell you what, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat, shall we? First up, my brother Bruce Cast Boxing Jazz and Morning. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother Bruce. Low Clarity says Bam KO 1 through 6 plus 210 would have been a wise play. Damn, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Like, look, guys, I remember before he fought on his own, people were asking me, he's from San Antonio, and they're like, is Bam really, how is he? And I'm like, you guys are going to see he's a future pound for pound star. He's an elite level talent, and you guys are going to see it. Oh, I'm not sure about that. He's jumping up from minimum weight to super flyweight, and he's jumping right into a 12-round fight against Carlos Cuadras. I said, dude, he's going to whoop his ass, and he's going to make it look easy. Yep. Guys, and now we all know Bam is indeed the truth. So why isn't he headlining in San Antonio? I know I sound like a broken record when I say that. But come on, Eddie. Why do you treat me like animal, Eddie?
You treat me like animal.
Oh, chingo. And what? Treetop, welcome to the show, sir. It's good for you, man. Good to see you, brother. And Low Clarity. Co had a good round 1. I guess. And threw the rest of the fight away. Well, look, it was his best round. I don't know if it was a good round, but it was by far his best round of the fight. Which really isn't saying a whole lot, is it?
No.
But look, I'm convinced, and just from speaking with Gogi last night, and guys, if you didn't catch Gogi's show last night, it's still.
Oh boy. Joe, you there? Well, looks like Joe dropped off, maybe having some internet connections there.
He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, there he is. Can you hear me, Joe?
Oh, he doesn't give a shit. Can you hear me, guys?
Now we can hear you.
Oh, shoot.
Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2.
Hold on, guys.
1 2.
Hold on. Can you hear me now, guys?
I can hear you. Yeah, he dropped off. maybe has to switch internet or something. But yeah, didn't get a chance to listen to the Gogi show last night. I had to step out. I was out eating dinner. So I wish I could piggyback off of what Joe was saying here. But you back now?
Let's try this again, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ding, now, man. I swear, man. What did Bam Rodriguez install my internet? What is going on here? Anyway, sorry, guys. Maybe it's just someone who looked like him. I don't know. Hey, is it just me, or does Bam Rodriguez eerily look similar to Curious George?
Oh, boy.
Doesn't he, though? Doesn't he? Hold on. Low clarity. Are you talking about politics, brother? Are you talking about best of luck to everyone? Whatever the next 4 years brings, best of luck to the rule of law as well. Oh, ye of little faith. All I can say is keep your eyes focused on Jesus Christ and you'll be fine. Okay? Your provider and your protector. That's it. Everyone else, they're going to be freaking out with what they see over the next 4 years. That's all I'm going to say. Look, I've already told you guys everything that I've heard from the Holy Spirit. And I've stated many times on this show. And guess what? Everything came to fruition. Everything came to fruition, right? Wait, where did G Funky go? Did I say something that offended him or something? Oh, Chingao. Oh, well, it looks like it's just me and you guys tonight then. Well, I tell you what, let's do this then. Anyone who wants to come and if you've got headphones, let's see. Click on the link, guys. If you have your headphones, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna message G Funky. Okay. Let's see if he comes back. Let's move on, guys. Big Luke, welcome to the show, sir. And yes, and Sonia was a star on the show. Yes, she was. What a peach. I tell you, Rick really did well for himself. I'm not sure about his chin, but I'm sure his power is overrated. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see, guys. I'm gonna judge slowly. I'm not gonna be like Showtime Sean Porter. Because I tell you what, he is lucky though that no one was as critical to him as he's being with Boots Ennis at this time. And I agree, 93 Octane. Welcome to the show. Yeah, Chikatsian is massively underrated. The man is world class. Yes, he's in this position for a reason. Yes, Herron brought it for sure. Absolutely. Ford looked very good. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Let's move on. Raphael, welcome to the show, sir. Mason, Schofield, and Boots need to tighten up their defense. Yes, sir. Ford will lose to Roach and Foster. Yes, sir. Ford beats Valt. No. I can't see Ford beating Oscar Valdez or Emmanuel Navarrete. Navarrete is a tough out because he's so unorthodox. How do you prepare? G Funky, how do you prepare for a guy like Emmanuel Navarrete at the gym?
Man, it's almost impossible. How are you going to find sparring for a guy like that? Holy shit.
Exactly.
Man. Yeah.
Exactly. And there it is. Lance Meyer from St. Paul, Minnesota. Good to see you, my friend. GLASER, how the F do I get this Bluetooth to attach a StreamYard? I can't help you there, brother. I'm old. Look, I'm a musician. I'm an AV guy, but I can't figure out all that newfangled stuff either. And there it is. Raphael. Hey, you know what? You know what's hilarious? I'm going to start making new videos with Eddie Hearn arguing with Oscar De La Hoya. What do you guys think? That's going to be funny? Look, and I kind of took offense to this.
Uh-oh. Did we lose you again?
Now, Oscar, he's got so much pain in his heart, right? Like, he's got to be the biggest bellend of all time. Like, honestly, he's got me on the medulla 24/7. And he goes, that's all right. But, maybe it's because the British guy. All British guys sound the same. And I was like, dude, no. I said, do you remember Michael Caine when he played Alfred Pennyworth on the Batman, the Christopher Nolan Batman? I said, tell me if this sounds like Eddie Hearn. You weren't supposed to blow the bloody doors off. I failed you, Master Bruce. I failed you. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like Eddie Hearn. He goes, dude, that sounds just like Eddie Hearn. And I'm like, shut up, man. Dude. Adam, honestly, I love Adam, man. I think he's like one of the best additions that we've ever had on this show.
Yes, indeed.
But I tell you what, still my favorite addition to this program is you, G Funky. And it's been way too long, brother, since honestly, I wish you could be on every single week like you used to, man. It's not the same without you, brother.
Well, hopefully soon, man. Things clear up,
Well, I tell you what, man. Raphael says, yep, I like Kenneth Sims versus Haney also. You know what? I don't. I like Oscar Duarte better. Because let's just face it, two boxers from mid to long range. No, I'd rather see Oscar Duarte get on that ass, to be honest. Adam Hurley, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. He said, just got off live with Brian Norman Sr. I was the only one on. It was cool. What did he say? His son needs to learn defense just like Boots Ennis? Is that what he said? Dude, am I exaggerating?
Well, I mean, it's this is what happens on YouTube, man. A fighter has a subpar performance, and then here comes everyone in the division to give their opinion on it. I think that's a good fight. I would love to see it. That was a name that Eddie Hearn had talked about post-fight press conference. So we'll see if they can make it happen, man. It sounds like Boots doesn't want to stay at 147 though, but we'll see, man. Maybe another belt and unification fight might keep him down at 147. Who knows?
Well, look, I'm going to go through this, right? Because this is apparently people are freaking out about this, and I don't know why. But yeah, I had some words, not only with Sean Porter, but with Shakur Stevenson also. And it's because he said this. And look, he said this, retire. He's not trying to be in no big fights, so why be in the sport any longer? Lomachenko needs to retire. And I kind of took offense to that. And I said, well, you won't see any big fights if you keep putting fans asleep and not your opponents.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, seriously. You know what? What is that saying? He who lives in glass houses?
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Dude, he needs to shut the F up, dude. Lomachenko's a legend already. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's the first guy to win a major world title in just 3 fights. Shakur Stevenson, how many big fights has he been in? I mean, legitimate big fights.
Ooh, legitimate big fights? None, I would say.
Oscar Valdez is the only one I can think of.
Yeah, if you want to consider that a big fight, yeah, you could. But yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, honestly. Raphael, I agree with you right here too, man. I got Smith beating Zurdo. Yeah, honestly, dude, look, and he says this, Zurdo lost that gritty spark. When did he ever have it? I'm serious. Dude, that guy is the most boring Mexican I think I've ever seen in my life. Am I exaggerating there too?
He's a real nice guy, man. I got a chance to meet him last year.
He's actually really funny too, man. Shockingly enough, yeah, he's a big guy. You know what? Hey. And he, between fights, I think he visits the Golden Corral buffet a little too frequently.
Yeah, I have to say this, man. He's a big fucking Mexican. One of the biggest Mexicans I've ever seen, man. He's a big dude, man. But You know, one thing I'll say from what I noticed with Zordo in his last couple fights is, he's looked a lot healthier. Obviously, we know that he was having trouble making weight at the light heavyweight limit. So now he's at cruiserweight. The feet look a little bit better. He's definitely throwing with more volume. And he looks like he's, able to fight a good hard 12 rounds at this weight. So I'm looking forward to this main event on this Latin night from Saudi Arabia, which still I still get a kick out of. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, Latin night in Riyadh.
Right.
Look, and guys, once again, I had to reschedule. I was supposed to have another three-peat, right? A triple header tonight. I was going to have Thomas Triber because he's eating breakfast right now in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. They're 8 hours ahead of us, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, Joe, I'm going to have the grand arrivals tonight, and I just want to rest a little bit. But hey, man, I'll be on tomorrow or Thursday if you'd like. And I'm like, sure, man, no problem. And then Iceman John Scully had to back out, and he's going on tomorrow right before Ronnie Shields. So we're going to have a double header tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Iceman John Scully for an hour, and then Ronnie Shields for about an hour and a half. So we've got another marathon show tomorrow, guys. So stay tuned for that. Yep, John the Iceman Scully. Now, let's be honest, right? Oh, Chingao, dude, Eddie Hearn. Dude, that guy's a used car salesman, brother. Now look at this key. Look at this Kia. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd much rather have this Kia Sportage than a Land Rover. Let's be honest, right? I mean, look, it's so much more cost effective, and you're basically getting the same thing.
I mean, really?
I mean, really. Let's be honest.
Hey, Rick. I'm sorry, Joseph. My mistake there.
That's all right.
Let's talk real quickly, man, because I do have to go right at the top of the hour.
Shit.
Got the parental duties, but
no, I understand.
I definitely want to talk about what we saw Friday night from Norfolk, West Virginia, or Virginia, man. Oh boy, man, what a night, guys! And that's what we've been telling you guys on this channel and on my channel for quite some time about building fighters in their region, man.
Yep.
Guys,
and also building that's been the best job matchmaking that Top Rank has shown us in quite some time. Because I'm sorry, after that performance, because everyone in the business was telling me, except for Gogi, of course, man, that guy's got the best eyes in boxing. But everyone else was telling me, you know what, Gustavo Lemos, man, he's going to really push. Yeah, Keeshawn Davis. Like, honestly, this is just going to be a really tough fight. The odds are way too wide.
Yeah. And
Gogi was like, nah. This is tailor-made for Keeshawn Davis. He's going to whoop his ass and make it look easy, even with that extra 6 pounds. And I was like, I can't see it, Gogi. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree. And yes, of course, Gogi was right on the money.
Yeah.
Dude. And go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, G-Funky. Gogi is a...
he's a motherfucker, man. That's for sure.
He sure is, dude. But look, guys, and this is what we're telling you. Now, you remember when you guys were saying, Tim Tszyu, we want to see the best fight. Well, dude, not before he's the best version of Tim Tszyu.
Exactly.
Now these attractions have to be cultivated to get the biggest fights and biggest spectacles possible. We want we don't want a guy to jump in the ring with someone like Tank Davis before they're due.
Exactly. And
now look at that fight now, guys.
It's a realistic thing, man. I'm very interested to see what Ellerby has to say now about a potential matchup with Keeshawn Davis, because he could have said a lot of things prior to Friday night. And it was not just the way that he beat Gustavo Lemos on Friday night. that helps obviously, but the fact that that city went in there and packed that place, I heard it was about 10,000 people, and they sold that place out. You guys seen just the support that certain communities give the local athletes, man. That was fantastic, man. And that's how
exactly
you
what the
build
sport needed.
stars, man. Like Joe said, these guys, look, when a promoter invests in a young prospect, right, especially one that's got a medal, a silver medal, like Keeshawn Davis, you're not going to throw him in tough right away. Guys complain, oh, he's fighting nothing but cans. You know, there's levels, man, to building your stars. And Joseph has been talking about this long before I've been on this channel, guys, about how to do it. There's certain levels, man. And you got to put them in with certain styles, certain fighters to see where they're at. And they've done that already with Davis. They've already done that. And then now they got the power of the fans in his region behind him, which is not far from where Tank Davis lives and where his regional support comes from. It's a match made in heaven, guys.
Yes, sir.
It's very well possible we could see that shit next year because, ticket sales won't be a problem. Leonard has nothing to complain about when it comes to bringing something to the table as far as money is concerned, man. That's a big fight over there in the East Coast, man.
That's a great fight, but the kind of money that both guys are going to want for that fight, you're going to have to put it in Vegas. You're going to have to put it because they want that big site fee, and that's the only way you're going to be able to pay for that with Disney money coupled with the big Vegas site fee. And I will say this fight now, it's not big enough for Vegas. I'm sorry, it's not. But where it could be big enough for Vegas is if you put Keeshawn Davis in with Raymond Murataya and the winner fights Tank in the fall of next year.
Yep.
Then it would be big enough. Then you, like the winner of Murataya versus Davis comes out a legitimate star on ESPN, and ESPN would be all in, featuring Tank Davis on their network, right?
Yeah.
Versus the winner of Murataya Davis.
Yep. I can see it happening, man. I loved what I saw Friday night from that crowd. They really showed up and showed out for the kid.
That was beautiful.
And then of course he put on a show, beating Lemos in 3 rounds, I think, or was it 2 rounds? I can't remember. It wasn't even competitive. He beat the hell out of him. So again, that boosts him even more, man. So I like it, man. I like what they're doing there. They should, if Tank is not next, then put him back there. Put him back there in that same place and sell it out again, man. Keep that momentum going. That's what I say.
Yep. And our brother Adam Hurley says, the Brian Norman Sr. interview was on a podcast called The Spit Bucket. That's our brother, Corey Bradshaw. Yeah. He's
Nice.
He's a friend of mine. I've known him for a good minute. Low clarity as a beat. Gross. Vlad the Impaler did horrific shit if the stories are to be believed. Well, look at Prince Charles, that blood-sucking vampire. That's why his son doesn't even want to be affiliated with that shit anymore, man. Come on now. There it is. Hey, there's our brother, Toby Bartlett. Welcome
Toby.
to the show. Good to see you, my friend. Look, Treetop says, what's up with Kakachi dunking Sugar Nunez? Well, let's see. The guy couldn't sell out my living room on Saturday night, and he's a tough piece of meat. Yeah. Once again, guys, there are no boogeymen in this business, just non-ticket sellers. There it is. And there it is. Did I miss something there? Is there any? Oh, hold on. I know what I wanted to talk to you about. Hold on. Let's see. Chingao. I can't believe Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is going to be this Friday.
Oh man, that is coming up.
Hold on. Look at this. Now, Kenny Ellis, trainer of Tank Davis, says, "Oh man, I'm exposing Keeshawn Davis. It's all about the money. That's the only reason why he's calling out Tank Davis."
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that the sky is blue today?
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Dude, this is some big reveal. You're exposing a prize fighter for calling out someone for the money?
He pulled
Say
back
it
the
ain't
curtain.
so.
He pulled
Say
back
it
the
ain't so.
curtain like the Wizard of Oz.
Shit. No shit. Wow.
Oh man, that's funny.
Tell me something else, Copernicus. Ching Gao,
Man.
dude. Hey, man, dude. Now, next thing you know, he's going to say the Earth rotates around the sun.
Well, that's controversial these days, Joe. So you might get some pushback there.
Oh shit. Oh, Ching Gao.
Oh, I do got to get rolling though, man. It's 8 p.m. here on the West Coast. That means it's time for the kids to go to bed. So I got to do the parental duty thing, man.
Okay,
but,
one more thing before you leave, G Funky.
Sure.
Now, I've got the perfect matchup, right? And this has pay-per-view written all over it. Devin the Dream Haney versus Blair the Flair Cobbs.
I mean, we won't see mastery like that since Floyd Mayweather.
No, I mean, come on. I mean, let's be honest, right? That is a high-level chess match if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he would sell that shit just like that too, man.
I mean, really. I mean, can we say this is like a pivotal point of both fighters' careers? So they're going to lay it all on the line. We're talking all high action, high IQ chess match. It doesn't get any better than this.
I mean, I can't see anything but a wall. I can't.
I mean, this is going to be an absolute cracker of a fight.
Oh, dude, fucking funny. I got to get rolling, Joe. Thank you, man. Again, it was fun hanging out with you and Rick again. It's been a while.
I tell you what, brother, if you get finished with your parental duties and you don't have anything else to do, and if I'm still on the air, come back and join us, man. I probably should be on for another hour and a half or so.
For sure, man.
Like
yeah, if things clear up, I'll be back, man. Thanks, Joe.
Right on,
appreciate
brother.
it, man.
God bless you, G. Thank you, man. I tell you what, guys, that was G Funky Boxing. I tell you what, always a great guy. Love that guy, man. And I'm really happy to have him on the show anytime. Speaking of which, guys, if you have your headphones, please come and join me. Otherwise, I'm going to be having to do some wacky impressions, listen to some music, and just talk shit about every single fighter under the sun, because that's what I do here, guys. Look, honestly, guys, Devin Haney is to that point. Like, really, for the amount of money that this guy's requesting, who's going to be interested? What promoter is even going to be interested? And look, if he wants to be on pay-per-view again, he's going to start having to call up BLK Prime. Let's be honest, guys. Who on God's green earth is interested in Devin Haney right now? His stock has plummeted. And let's just face it, he's a straight up bitch who's demanding $5 million per fight when he isn't worth 2 cents. But that's what happens, guys. That's what happens. That's what happens when you get a promoter like Eddie Hearn just to attract talent, and he starts paying these guys inflated purses. And honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of it. Danny Drew, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. Yeah, Chikatsian came to fight. Boots got hit way too much. All I can say is this. If he got hit with that left hook that many times against Chikatsian, who's a very crafty fighter, I really was impressed. He was really doing a good job turning Boots Ennis and keeping the action in the center of the ring for a good portion of the fight. I did think he held a little too much for my liking, but he showed a lot of heart and a lot of toughness. I was really impressed because I wasn't expecting that. Put it this way, I wasn't expecting to see that much fight in that fight. And it was a welcome surprise. I loved it. That entire fight card was entertaining. It was fun to watch. But yeah, if he gets hit by that left hook, weigh that frequently. Stay far away from Ryan Garcia and his O-string. Yeah, I said it. And there it is. Guys, once again, I can't believe this Friday. Look, guys, they're going to be painting this picture that Iron Mike Tyson is still the baddest man on the planet, and he's going to take Jake Paul's head off. Guys, the only ones who are going to fall for it are going to be the mainstream and casual fans. And they're the ones who are going to be most anxious to see this event. Now, let's do a show of hands. How many of you guys are interested in seeing the main event of this? Is it like a train wreck? You just want to see what happens? This is like the equivalent of boxing porn, guys. Like, you know it's going to be nonsense. You know it's going to be bad for you, but you can't turn away. And there it is. There it is. And Danny, I'm shocked. You like Mike Tyson inside of 3? Honestly, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't quit on his stool after 3 or 4 rounds. Like, he'll be a dangerous fighter in the first 20 seconds. But after Jake Paul uses his 28-year-old feet to get away from him, stay away from him, keep him on the end of his jab, pepper him with the jab, carry him for 3 rounds, yeah, you're going to see Mike Tyson quit on his stool. This is not old Sherman Hemsley, George Jefferson, Roy Jones Jr. He's going to be fighting a young, physically imposing Jake Paul. And I don't think they're going to have a media workout for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul this week. And why? Because everyone will get to see that, yes, Mike Tyson is going to look every bit of 58 years of age. Like, and honestly, this isn't going to end well. Not for the health of the sport, because they're trying to sell Mike Tyson. Oh my gosh, he's scary. Oh, he's back. No, he's not. And what's going to happen when he comes out looking like an old man and starts getting peppered and beat up by the young, irritating clown Jake Paul? Fans are going to be pissed off. They're going to feel like they got ripped off. Thank God this isn't on pay-per-view. But casual and mainstreams, they're going to feel ripped off. And that's not going to be good for the health of the sport. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Yeah, Blair Cobb is a joke. But I will say this. He's very gifted in seemingly getting under everyone's skin. Now, when have you ever seen anyone really get under the skin of Adrian Broner? Usually it's the other way around, right? But Blair Cobb has that gift. He's so annoying. And let's just face it, in the immortal words of Emmanuel Stewart, he looks a little light in the loafers, doesn't he? Yeah. He looks like his trunk should be pride colors. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. But look, guys, that's about the extent, Blair Cobb's, that's the extent of Devin Haney's options at this time. Who the hell wants to work with that guy and pay him the kind of purse that he's looking for? Uh-oh. Danny Drew also says Haney's cooked in the business. Yep. And he did it to himself. He did it to himself. That lawsuit was the coup de grace, guys. All the bitching and moaning about Osterine, oh, Ryan's a cheater, and oh, that's the only reason why I lost. No, it is not. Oh, well, technically he's undefeated. I don't care. We all saw what we saw. He got his ass handed to him by a fighter he claimed to be a C-level fighter. Treetop says, is that a lock, Joseph? Paul victory? Yes, it's a lock, guys. It's a lock. Mike Tyson is going to quit on his stool after rounds 4, maybe 5, but I don't think so. He's going to be reminded that this is how it feels to get punched in the face with no headgear, 14-ounce gloves by a young, strong guy. And he's going to say, screw this. I don't need the money. I've got no chance of winning this fight unless I bite his ear. Bite his ear, something. Yeah, don't expect, he's going to quit on his stool. He does not have that same mentality. This is not Iron Mike Tyson, the guy used to come out with a towel draped around his neck with the no socks. Yeah, this is not the same guy, guys. He has been domesticated, and he does not have that same hunger. This is a lock, Treetop. Hawker Mustang. You would be, wouldn't you? I am low-key rooting for Jake Paul. Low-key my ass, or you wouldn't have mentioned it. Look, guys, honestly, Jake Paul is a very smart guy. You may not like him, but you better respect his gift for marketing. He is really, really good at this. And he would have never taken this fight if he didn't know for a fact that he could whoop this dude's ass. Old 58-year-old Mike Tyson. It's a lock, guys. That is your Warwick Boxing Lock of the Week. Yep. Treetop. Oh my gosh, you and Ness, the clown, both picking Paul. Look, guys, I have no idea what Ness is. I don't listen to his show unless Rob sends me, my fighter, Rob Gonzalez, sends me terrible fan takes from Boxing Voice. Like, honestly, I don't know how anyone listens to that show. Ignorance on tap. Something is up. This might be staged for a Tyson knockout. I wish. That would be the best thing for the health of the sport. Yeah. Out with the old, in with the new. Chingao. Look, out with the old. No one on God's green earth had in mind when they made that old adage that it was referring to a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Guys, that is beyond the realm of good taste. And when Jake Paul beats him up, that's not going to be good for the health of the sport. You're going to be seeing on all kinds of liberal media, well, this is just deplorable. You're going to see guys with their jowls hanging. But this is just deplorable. It's a reprehensible. You're going to hear them complain about boxing such a barbaric. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to call for the heads of everyone in charge. It's not going to end well for our beloved boxing guys. And I, for one, don't want to see it. But if you're in San Antonio, guys, I'll be hosting with my fighters from South Park Boxing and AAA Promotions. We're going to be hosting a press conference. And right after, we're going to be showing, we're going to be having a watch party at Little Woodrow's on 604 in Braun, guys, if you're in San Antonio. Come and join us. We're going to be, and I'm going to be DJing, and immediately following the fight, I'm going to be hosting karaoke. How do you like that? That's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So I can't wait for that. Really looking forward to that. So if you're in San Antonio, come check it out, guys. Come check it out. But guys, there are several things that I wanted to talk about. Honestly, Jaron Bucenis. It's amazing. Before that fight, right? Before that fight with Karen Chewbacca, Eddie Hearn was talking about all week that he wanted to get in the ring with Ryan Garcia. And then post-fight press conference, he was talking about fighting Mario Vargas or Brian Norman Jr. or Amantes Staniones. What happened, Eddie? What happened to the Ryan Garcia fight for 5 for 5? How do you like Joseph now? Not only can he strum the guitar. Thanks, Lance. But yeah, I'm going to be hosting karaoke on Friday night after the Tyson fight. So guys, if you're in San Antonio, come make it out to Little Woodrow's on 604 and Braun. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. But yeah, I want to talk about a lot. Let's go back to the news, right? Let's take a look once again at hold on. Oh, I remember now. Guys, this is like he's like Jason now. He won't die. He won't go away. And I'm referring to Deontay Wilder, who still thinks he's got a chance, that he's not a shot fighter. Guys, if you didn't know, he just came out and said this. Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, former WBC champion, revealed in an interview that he fought with a broken arm in his last 2 fights, both losses to Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang. He's claiming the 39-year-old geezer is claiming that he says his threshold for pain allowed him to fight with the injured arm, but the outcomes were bad for him with him losing both contests. Right? And he's saying that he just had an MRI and he's having it fixed and he's going to be back better than ever. Now, look, guys, he says he's going to be back. He says he's going to be back. Back to what? Back to making excuses, apparently. Shh. Deontay, brother, whatever you were going to accomplish in the sport, it's already happened. Go home. Ride off into the sunset like a cowboy or something, man. Get lost. No one wants you in this sport, guys, any longer. You're damaged goods. No one wants to see you get stretched anymore. It's not fun. It's embarrassing. Stop it. Haven't you made enough money for having such limited skills and talent? Come on, dude. Quit embarrassing yourself. Deontay, stop it, man. And you're embarrassing yourself making all these damn excuses. First it was, tempered water from Mark Breland. Oh, Mark Breland threw in the towel when I wasn't finished. I was just getting my engine revved. No, you getting your clock cleaned by Tyson Fury. And then he wants to blame it on someone spiked the water. Oh, it's a heavy costume. Oh, a glove gate. Come on, man. And now, I fought with a broken arm. I'll be as right as rain when I get this fixed. I'll be back in true form. No, you won't. You're shot, brother. I'm sorry. Your chin is dust at this point. It's not glass. It's dust. Just stop. No one wants to see you back in the ring, Deontay. Not Turkey Al Sheikh. Who's going to pay for it? Deontay? No one wants to see. Well, maybe Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. 2-shot big men. Maybe that'd be worth 2 bits. Shit. Chingao, man. Danny Drew says, Mike Tyson, by Boxing Insiders, predicted to make in the range of 20 million. I already know he's making more than that. He's making more than that, guys. Jake Paul's making 20 million. And to get Mike Tyson to agree to this, yeah, he's making more than Jake Paul on this event. But he's insisting he's not doing it for the money. Bullshit. Now, here's the problem, guys, with most prize fighters. Why they can't seem to leave things alone. Well, and once again, we just saw that we're seeing this right now by listening to Deontay Wilder's latest diatribe. about having a broken arm. Shit, more like a broken brain. Fighters, and this is what Don Chargan told me a long time ago. He said, you know what, Joseph? Every great fighter believes he still has one great performance left in him. That's why they just can't seem to walk away. Because after the roar of the crowd has settled, after not being able to read your name in the boxing headlines or boxing articles on a consistent basis, life gets a little slow. Where else is he going to get that fanfare? Where else is he going to get that adoration? Where else is he going to make that kind of money? And that's the problem, guys. These guys just don't know when to walk away. And it's sad, guys. And honestly, I don't want to see it. Mike Tyson is an icon. He is boxing royalty. And I don't want to see this. It's going to be a sad, sad day. Boy. Talk about a bummer. Treetop boxing. Wilder should join bare knuckle boxing. I would love that. Dude, with his hand problems, now, I think when's the last time he's actually not broken his hand in a fight? I think Joseph Parker, because he never threw any punches. But aside from that, he breaks his hand almost every fight now. And once again, if you're a heavyweight and you punch like Wilder does, once you have hand problems, you always have hand problems. That never goes away, guys. Ask Floyd. Ask Joe Calzaghe. It plagues you the rest of your life. And bare knuckle, yeah, he'd break his hand the first time he actually. Because look, I'll say this about bare knuckle. I know several bare knuckle fighters, past and present. And one thing about bare knuckle, you really have to focus. You can't just load up on shots and just throw them to the side of the head. You have to be very precise when you're bare knuckle, or else you're going to break your fucking hand. And that's the reality, guys. It's a totally different animal and a totally different sport. And it's funny, every time you see prize fighters, boxers, get in the bare knuckle ring, yeah, they complain, oh my gosh, I can't believe how swollen my hand is after the fight. Yeah, dude, that's because you're loading up and you're just winging shots. You're throwing shots. It's not the same. You've got to be very precise. You've got to be exact. You've got to be able to pinpoint that shot on the nose, that shot right in the mouth. If you don't, you're going to break your hand. It's not like boxing, guys. Yeah, Austin Trout found that out the hard way. He was tattooing this guy, and he was like, oh my gosh, when the fight was over, his hands looked like they were inflated, he said. It's not the same. And Wilder, with his hand problems, oh boy, that would be excruciating for him. But yeah, compared to all those stiffs, he would do well. He would. To be honest, guys, I just don't want to see him back in the ring. He's had his time. He's a former champion. He can hang his hat on that. No one wants to see that shit anymore. Guys, come on now. But let's just look, guys. Does anyone really think Oscar De La Hoya is going to fight Eddie Hearn? Come on, guys. What is this sport turning into? We're talking about two promoters fighting each other? We're talking about Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul? Talking about Deontay Wilder getting back in the ring? Come on, guys. Shit. Fans deserve better than this. The sport deserves better than this. Look at the long lineage, proud lineage that boxing touts. This is an embarrassment, guys. Now, come on. If we want to be able to celebrate the lineage, the same lineage from Jack Dempsey, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson, Rocky Marciano, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, and then now this? What is this? It's an embarrassment. This is getting ridiculous, guys. And then people ask me, oh, why are you just in the club or in the club level? Because I don't want to see this shit. I deal with real fighters who actually let their heart pour out onto the canvas every single time they get in there, trying to make a name for themselves, taking each opponent seriously. This is a cash grab, and it's not good for the sport. Not good for the health of the sport. Guys, let's shift gears. Let's start talking about some real fights from real fighters. Now, I want to get your thoughts, guys. Tank Davis. Is Keeshawn Davis ready for Gervonta Tank Davis? Why or why not? Joe, who's the next great American heavyweight? Your guess is as good as mine. Because honestly, if you look at our amateur system, heavyweights, they're playing in the NFL or the NBA right now. Making a lot more money. It's like if you're hanging your hopes on Ricardo Lopez or Richard Lopez Jr. or Richard Torres Jr., I'm sorry, I forgot his name. You know, the guy with the terrible perm and the Boogie Nights mustache. Yeah, Richard Torres Jr. No, that guy has no chance to become a champion. Not in this current crop. Like, honestly, guys, I don't know where the next great American heavyweight is going to come from. Oh, yeah, Greg Brady, Barry Williams. There it is. Richard Torres is my bet. I'll tell you what, that's slim pickings then, brother. Because can you see him beating Jalilov? He got his ass whooped in the Olympics. I can't see him beating him now. Yeah, Refugio has the beat. Chingao, guys. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I have no idea. I thought it might be Jared Anderson, but he ran into that brick wall named Martin Bacoli. What I want to know is who the hell has the stones to get in the ring with Martin Bacoli? Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, Joseph, after you picking Lemos for that lock, I can't trust you. I never said that was a lock. I just said, you know what? I'm picking Lemos. I don't like this fight. And you know what? I went against Gogi. Look, there's a rule of thumb, guys, in boxing. Two guys you never went against in terms of analysis and how they sized up a match. And that was Emmanuel Stewart and James Gogi. Both guys were second to none. Both guys had the best eyes I've ever seen in this business. Treetop. You would say that, wouldn't you? You bastard. It's good to see you here, man. I deserve it. But I will say this, though. Let me pull this back up. I'll tell you this. The way that fight ended, I couldn't have been happier. Like a lot of guys on YouTube, they'll pick a winner And it'll affect the way they view the outcome and the way they react. I don't care, guys. And whenever I pick a fight, I have to stay unbiased. If I'm going to be analyzing something properly or writing something about it the next day, I have to be able to stay unbiased. And Emmanuel Stewart taught me this a long time ago. He said, look, Joseph, if you're going to be writing or covering a fight, you cannot make predictions because you'll suffer from confirmation bias and it'll really affect how you see the action play out. And he was right. So I really don't take any of these predictions seriously. I leave that to Gogi. But I genuinely thought that this was going to be a really difficult fight, especially when he came 6 pounds heavier. But someone gave me some insider information the day of the fight. Said, man, after that weigh-in, the second weigh-in that took place in the morning, he looked like shit. Someone who was having breakfast at the next table right next to Team Lemos. And he called me up and he told me, yeah, man, Lemos looks like shit. He's going to get his ass whooped. So I kind of knew that was going to happen after what Gogi told me and then what my brother told me, who was at the event. Yeah. But like I said, I don't care. I'm not one of those guys that takes these picks seriously. But I will say this. I was serious when I picked Lemos. I actually thought that was going to be, I didn't think Keeshawn Davis was going to look that spectacular. And honestly, I couldn't have been happier. I couldn't have been happier because that's exactly what boxing needs in America. We need a new star. We need someone to rise up and really capture the imagination of the mainstream and casual fans. Let's face it, guys. Canelo's not getting any younger. And he's definitely not taking any risks. Danny, you've got a good eye, brother. Richard Torres Jr. versus Moses Atama. That is a great matchup. And I think Richard Torres would get knocked the fuck out. That's what I think. Michael Shaw, welcome to the show, sir. He said, so many people ask me who I think is going to win, Tyson or Jake Paul. I tell them, I don't give an F. So many great fighters out there and nobody knows it. Yes, sir. That's right. That's why I was hoping that Keeshawn Davis would make a fool out of me and win this fight. Like I said, I couldn't be any happier. This is exactly what Top Rank needed. This is exactly what American boxing needed. A new star, some fresh blood, and not just a guy who wants that bag. Someone who actually fights. I don't want to see another Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, Money Mayweather, the guy at 47, the guy that wasn't interested in fighting. Right? I want to see a guy who throws down. Damn it, I want to see more fight in my fight. And that's exactly what Keeshawn did. And I couldn't be any happier. I loved it. Loved every second of it. He looks like a shot fighter, but he's got no legs underneath him. Yeah, Emmanuel, boy. Yep. He looked like shit. He looked terrible. Like, honestly, he looked like he wasn't in shape to fight. He looked like he maybe had a 2-week camp. He looked terrible. And I couldn't have been any happier. Keeshawn Davis, boy, I tell you what, he might be our Obi-Wan Kenobi for U.S. boxing. Let's face it, guys. Tank Davis, I don't know how much longer he's going to be in the sport without Al Heyman. Let's just be honest, right? I mean, really, I don't know how much longer Gervonta Davis is going to be in this sport without Al Heyman. Think about that, guys. Oh, yeah. Well, look, I think Keeshawn Davis deserves a little more credit for that. Man, he was boxing beautifully, man. His footwork, that jab. I mean, everything. I mean, dude, we saw him pull out a royal flush. If that were poker, he would have pulled down the royal flush because there was nothing that Gustavo Lemos could have done. Like the guy who showed up for Richardson Hitchens, that guy would have been KTFO'd also. So give some credit to Keeshawn. Oh, Alberto, my brother in Christ, welcome to the show, sir. Says, I can't wait for Clapback Thursday this week after. Yep. I love it, man. Clapback Thursdays. Honestly, it's become one of my favorite things on social media. I forgot to ask Rick that. I wanted to ask him who came up with that idea because I know it wasn't Oscar. Whoever it was, they deserve a raise. JD Spades, welcome to the show, sir. Good to see you, my friend. Speaking of Al, any update on his current condition? No. The only thing I've heard is that his throat infection is really bad and he can't talk. And he's suffering from, well, the fallout of having a stroke. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Joe, we need you to come to Sacramento sometime. You know what, brother? I sure will. Lena Promotion.